Sorare is the best football game I've ever played, but the main thing that's always held it back is it takes a bit of time and a bit of money before you can start to see your club hit itself onto the leaderboard, before you can start to win money, cards, tickets, merch, VIP experiences, whatever it is that Sorare are offering, because they're partnered with the biggest leagues and clubs in the world. But Sorare have changed all of that this season. Every week and every month, there's more and more divisions that come out that are aimed at the new player to get access to this stuff. And with the new divisions that they've unveiled that they're going to be rolling out throughout the winter period, all of that has changed. It has never been a better time to be a new manager on a budget starting to play Sorare today. In the video today, I'm going to be breaking down for you exactly what division I'm talking about, how you can make the most of it with some pro tips, beginner mistakes to avoid. No matter if you're brand new or you've been around the block a few times, you know how to play Sorare, you've maybe got a gallery already. This is clearly going to be the division a lot of people are targeting, and I think this is going to be a real catalyst for beginner players starting to really get into the game and really start to enjoy seeing their players perform and get them in onto the leaderboard. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers and we cannot do that without your support, guys. Jump into the comment section on this one and tell me what your pro tip would be to attack the cap. On the deadline stream before the inaugural game week of this division, we'll be giving a card away to a random comment on the video. So be sure to drop your top tip down below and you could win a card yourself. And yeah, let's just get stuck straight into it. Now, I've said a few things in the intro that if you are brand new, we're just going to address real quickly just so you can understand what we're talking about in the video. Sorare rate every player around the world on their form over the last 15 matches. Their form is rated on the Sorare scoring matrix, which runs 0 to 100. If you want a full explainer on how the Sorare scoring matrix works, there'll be a video linked in the corner of the screen now that can explain all of that to you. But the division where we are looking at is called Cap 220. So that means your players' value, their form over the last 15 matches for 5 players combined has to be under 220. Now, if you don't play Sorare, that might sound like a big number, but it isn't. The type of players that play in this division are guys that start most games, but maybe they don't do very much. They don't score goals. They don't get that many assists. Maybe they don't actually play that often. Maybe they're a rotation player. Maybe they come in and off the bench. And because this is the main player type that you're going to find in this division, no matter what the scarcities are, and what I mean by scarcities is Sorare Pro cards, the ones you pay money for, come in a few different shapes and sizes. Again, if you need a full explainer on Sorare cards and what they're all about, there'll be a video linked in the top of the screen now that can sort you out. But relatively speaking, at every pro card level, these are the cards that are the cheapest. Now, there is a few hacks, there's a few pro tips that we can get into with this in the video today, but generally speaking, these cards are the lowest valued on form, on their footballing abilities at the moment. So generally speaking, they're very, very cheap. And because of that, you're not going to find the game-busting players in there like Messi's, Mbappe's, Haaland, Bellingham, all these kind of guys. None of them are going to be in this division. It is going to be the scouts game that wins this. And no matter how long you've been playing Sorare, it's the people that win this division are going to be the most committed to it. Because this tournament runs from game week 427, which is the 24th of November, to the 22nd of December, which is game week 434, which is 8 game weeks, but it's only going to be your 4 best scores that actually matter. So maybe you play all 8 game weeks with the amount of cards you have available. Maybe with the ones that you have, you can only play 4. That's all that matters, is you get 4 of your best scores available onto the leaderboard, so you can ride some bad form here and there as well, which I think just opens it up massively, as well as the caliber of player required to play it. And the last special detail you need to know about this division in the Cap 220 is that you can play 1 card from the scarcity below the one that you're actually operating in. So the competition starts at the limited level. That means you need to have 4 limited cards and you can play 1 common card. Now, the commons are free. Everyone gets them, and you get 5 teams worth of players, and the 5 teams worth come from the biggest 5 divisions in Europe. Now, at the limited level, this is the #1 pro tip, is rotating through your common cards to get the best cheat code available. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, like I mentioned already, Sorare rate their players on their form over the last 15 matches, but obviously they continue to play matches, continue to score more points, so this is a moving value throughout the tournament. Because you've got access to the biggest and best players available for free in the common mode. Like you can see on screen here, the idea is with your common cards, you can either use an outfield player who is very, very cheap to facilitate maybe the cards you've got around it already. Like Rodrigo Bentancur here, who's just returned from injury for Tottenham Hotspur, and because he's not played very much, and even though he's been returning from the bench, his value is very, very cheap and affordable. But like we can see here, with James Maddison being injured, if he is going to start playing more after this international break, it's feasible that he could be a very important player for them. And at a cost of 18 points on the first game week, this would be a fantastic pro move to make. Or what a lot of people will do is they'll use their common card to be the goalkeeper, because generally at every scarcity, the goalkeeper per point, per position can be the most expensive. And then with this extra spot here, you'll go out and look for a Rodrigo Bentancur Limited and try and buy that for a couple of quid to fill the spot. Use him while he's the hack for the week. He's the one with the value that's just not totally in sync with his expected performance for the weekend. Now, that can cost a wee bit more money rotating that way, but these will be the two primary options that people will exercise, particularly at the limited level, which is the cheapest cards available. To give you an example here, Destiny Udogie is a card that costs like £12 or so. If you want him in the Tottenham kit, maybe it's going to cost you closer to £20. Somebody like a Raheem Sterling in the last season edition would be like £15, and this season edition, £22, £25, something like that. So like you can see, actual known stars, you know, about 20 to 30 quid, you can get some handy people that can fit into a division like the Cap 220. You don't need to go and buy £150, £200 players to have guys that can affect, you know, the leaderboard in this division. So just to be clear, every common division, you can make 2 swaps in every one of them every single game week for free. It doesn't cost you anything. So you can quite easily go through and have a look at who are the players that have the cap value that suit you best, and you can rotate them to your heart's content. Now, this is a hack specifically to the limited division, of course, being able to use the free-to-play commons. But again, equally, for me, this is where it gets really exciting, because the way card prices are at the moment, limited goalkeepers and some of the limited players we just looked at there, like an Udogie or a Sterling, for example, are quite nominally valued, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds really at a push for a player of that caliber, especially if it's a goalkeeper we're talking about. Because the strategies move up through the scarcity. So we're looking at the free-to-play commons there, helping out the limiteds, but those really cheap limiteds can help the slightly more expensive, in some cases, maybe way more expensive in some other cases, rares. Rares are the cards people really want to win. Rares are the cards people really want to be excited about building a team that can compete with. And in the Cap 220 rare division, like we can see here, the caliber of player we've discussed, the makeup of, you can play unlimited, you can play some rares. The top 3 are going to get star rares. Now, what is a star? They are the biggest and best players in world football. We're talking Kane, we're talking Bellingham, Kimmich, Haaland. The biggest and best stars in the game are in this division. And to be able to win these cards, which at a rare, let's just even take like a Rodrigo for Man City. There's one of him available on the market for about £1,500. He scores like an absolute demon. He's one of the best players in the game quite easily. And yeah, generally, let's say about £1,000 a rare of him goes for. So to be able to win one of him in the rare level, these are guys that are at the bottom of my gallery that, you know, would fit the bill for this division pretty well. Like a Mikel Dessler here, plays for Toulouse, play Europa League football, decent team in France, plays every week. His rare cards go for £25. We've just seen limiteds that were around that price range. Your boy here, Matisse Samois, if that's how you see it, £40, £50, something like that. He's under 23 as well. That means he can play in the Wonder Kid division if you ever wanted to move over there. So if you can scout and you can move across Europe, at the rare level, there's a lot of guys that are priced quite similarly to some of the more recognisable, let's say, limited players, which gives, I think, people on all budgets a fantastic opportunity to really go in and fight for the biggest and best cards at limited and at rare level. Now, this strategy here of picking out one card like a Matisse Samois, a Mikel Dessler, picking out and cherry picking ideal players on their fixtures and their cap score, for me, is the optimal way to attack this. And I think it's the way most kind of veteran players will go. Where a lot of kind of new managers, beginners will tend to probably find themselves going is into the stacking angle, where you back a team. You know, you find a team that has a couple of fixtures that favour you. Can you find 2 or 3 players from the same club that should configure to be, you know, a spine, a backbone, a bedrock of a squad that maybe you can just rotate 1 or 2 players players around itself each. And I think the cap modes are really designed very favourably for you to buy multiple cards from the one squad and be able to judge fixtures, judge rotation, play the worst cards in cap 220, play some of the better ones in the higher cap modes, because Sorare have cap modes that suit players that are better as well. This is a cap modes for players that are pretty bad. If you're interested in a full explainer on the cap modes and how I believe you should be playing them with collection bonuses, then there's a video linked at the top of the screen now you can go and check out. Now, for Sorare players that have been around for a little while and have dabbled with getting into Division 3 and it's maybe blew up in their face and it's not really panned out too good for them, or, you know, they're doing it, but they're maybe just not quite got that many cards to do it all the time. You know, you probably see where I'm going with this. The Super Rare Cap 220 for me is wildly appealing to, I think, a lot of managers that have been here, got a few Super Rares already, and I mean like 2 or 3 minimum. Similar to the rest of the divisions, of course, you can play that rare goalkeeper or that rare kind of cheat code card to fill in if you had the super rare goalkeeper. But I do suspect a lot of people will be playing rare goalkeepers in this. Having a star super rare at the top, this is going to be a division that I think managers that play so many divisions are going to be prioritizing over the next few weeks. And depending on the caliber of player you have, you might be underselling yourself for how viable your team actually might be, because for the outfielder super rare cards, for the ones that could be cheat code, there's just so far fewer of them. And generally, the players that do hold more of these cards, the whales, have bigger fish to fry. They might be playing Cap 20 Unique. They might be playing Premier League divisions, general super rare competitions. They might not go after this that hard. So honestly, I have built and pruned my entire gallery with the hope and the dream and the ability to be able to win a star super rare. And when I see super rare cap 220, now you're probably not going to win any guys in the top order up here, right? You're probably looking at someone quite close to the bottom. Let's keep going, let's keep going. Who are you probably going to get? Maybe Gavi, Jorgensen, Kim Min-jae, Odegaard, Emi Martinez. I would take any of those guys. Fantastic wins. If you could get super lucky with a JWP, that would be unreal. Griezmann, unreal. Messi, wow. Look how low down Messi is on the pool. Normally, winning these types of super rares, you just need to look at the efforts I've made with my gallery and the sort of cards I've been gravitating towards and making sure that I bulk up in. And it's uniques, it's super rares, it's all sorts of divisions, it's high caliber guys that can do it in a multitude of fixtures, hard games, easy games, whatever. But a lot of these guys, I won't be able to play them. I'll be able to get 1 or 2 of them, and I'm sure, and I'm going to give it a right good fist. But so many of those galleries that you're a bit scared of at this level, D3, D2, super rare, plus divisions, whatever it is you want to term them as, they're not, you know, their teeth aren't as sharp here potentially as yours. So I would not be selling yourself too short. Maybe you've got a guy coming back from injury. Maybe you've got a guy that just plays every week and just knocks out those 45s. That is actually quite powerful here. And there's bonuses, there's collection bonuses, there's XP, there's lots of other stuff going on in here as well. So unlimited level, if you're brand new and getting started, honestly, I find that so appetizing for people who are trying to cut their teeth, learn the ropes, find their way through the game, and actually have a genuine opportunity over a longer period of time of actually winning something. And for us that have been here playing a little bit longer, depends on your budget and your gallery size, like the rare and the super rare division is highly, highly appealing. And I expect a lot of people to be making a sharp right turn for this division as their priority lineup throughout the next month or so. I'll be really interested. I'm really excited to see the comment section of this video as well. What do you think the pro tip is? Is it, if you're brand new, ignore the limiteds and play rare 220 limited in your first month? Try and get some of those 40, 50 pound rares rather than the 30, 40 pound limiteds. That's what I would go for, certainly. On screen now is some other stuff that I've made that's related to this video, and maybe a video that YouTube thinks you might enjoy as well. I hope you did enjoy this one, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share and retweet and all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.